Hey, it's D. Horace Towns, joined by the illustrious Black Super Friends. Welcome to The Real. Well, I tell you what, I apologize for the glitches in our preview. The hell with Comcast. I said it. Hey, welcome to another show. It's D. Horace Towns, and I'm joined by my three best friends that you know as the Black Super Friends around the world. I'm going to go to my friend at the bottom, Chris, the phenomenal Leo, Chris, the international Leo.
Yeah, I like that. Even though I only went out the country once, but I like that title.
And one time is fine with me.
One time is fine with me. Yeah, man, it's lovely to be here. Another beautiful Monday. I look forward to Mondays. We make Mondays great here on the Black Super Friends podcast. And always remember, kings live forever.
Well, I tell you what, with all the cap on this app, you can go international every day.
That's a fact.
That's a fact. Next, I'm going to my partner that's up in the ATL, living presidential. Life is swell. The father of Super Mario Jr. is Super Mario Sr. Please say the senior.
Hey, man, this is a beautiful month, beautiful year. We're starting off right. Welcome back to another Monday.
All right, yeah. What's listening in the studio? Hey, then I'm going up top to the man who needs no introduction. He is the ladies' man, the man who is running a corporation that we're blessed to have such hands to make people look good even when they don't. The ladies' man.
Man, thank you for that beautiful introduction, my brother. Thank you.
I just ain't live. Listen, I be wanting to comment on some of them haircuts, but like, they really brung you back to life, my man.
Yeah, I hope you tilt.
Boy.
Hey, listen, that's a conversation for another segment. We can talk about that too, though.
Yeah, I got to be on your side with that one. Listen, guys, today, at the request of Chris, the international Leo, we're going to go to a different segment. We're going to go talk recent news. It's 2021, and to be honest, it's been a year already. 2021, so we're having a year in review in the first month. I want to present something today. We had a recent death this week in TV land. Not to say TV land, but in the world. He is a West Palm Beach native. He's one of the heroes that I've met many times, staying in the presidential area. He was the one-time home run king, beating Babe Ruth's record. I don't remember what year, but
that was 1974.
Wow. Okay. So he listen. He died at the age of 86. I don't want to say they killed my guy because he got a vaccine 2 weeks before. And 2 weeks later, he passed away in his sleep. But God bless Hank, his son, and his family, because he was an amazing guy. Everyone loved him. No one could say anything about him. If you were a part of West Palm Beach, you remember when the Braves had their training camp here where the auditorium is placed. And, man, those years in Atlanta were amazing. Those years in West Palm Beach when we had Deion Sanders and all those fixtures was amazing. So one shout out to Atlanta Braves legend, the one-time home run king who left his career with 755 career home runs, I believe. And his record was beaten by Barry Bonds, who I think holds the record at 762.
Questionable.
Yeah.
Juiced up. A lot of people still think he's the home run king, but you know.
Okay, well, listen, I gave the backdrop. I'm going to honor that guy because he was an amazing person. And it's not too often that you have a sports hero that everyone loved. And they talked about the class that he had. So hammering Hank Aaron, West Palm Beach native, born in Mobile, Alabama, I believe. So I salute to you, Hank Aaron. Mario.
Yeah, we always want to make sure that we salute to our heroes because in the time that Hank Aaron came up, what he did was so much more than just play baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the era's Barack. He stood for yes, I can. and I could go a little bit further than the system has structured us to go. And what I'm saying in so many words is he broke down barriers. And just to see a black man reach that height back then, I remember my granddad and my daddy, the look in their eyes when they used to tell me about Hank Aaron. And then when I used to come to Atlanta, because my dad stayed in Atlanta most of my life, and just to go see like all the stuff and how Atlanta just loved Hank Aaron. Like, you got Hank Aaron Road, Hank Aaron Boulevard, how black people just light up their face when they talk about Hank Aaron. You can see him at the barbershop on Peachtree Street, just walk in and then sign autographs. Like, he definitely was a man of the people too. And he owned a lot. That's just in real estate wise, Hank Aaron owned a lot. He was one of the first people to own like 1/3. Like, I know when Gucci Mane and Jeezy was going through who owned Atlanta. Well, Hank Aaron was the first one to start of black athletes to really start franchising restaurants, being part ownerships and hotels, and he owned a big space in prime real estate in Atlanta near the highways and by schools. That Georgia State even bought some of it from him to make some of their student housing. So not only was he a great athlete, but he was an entrepreneur. He was and a freedom fighter for us all. So we want to salute Hank Aaron. And as a sports player myself, let me just last by say this. Not only did he have 755 home runs, but he had a 300 average. And as long as Hank Aaron played and as many balls got through at his head and as many he was getting tortured because they was trying to walk him violently most of the times he was playing, he still ended with a 300 average. That's amazing. Because a lot of home run hitters, they swing at everything. So it messes up the average when they go in slump years. So that in your career with over a 300 average is amazing. So I'm going to go to Zay and let him finish up what he has to say about this.
First, I'm going to start with, you got to give your respects to the GOAT. Hank Aaron is legendary, and the fact that he comes from my hometown just makes it extra special for me. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but, Hank Aaron is from 561. They say a lot of things about Florida, but they fail to want to mention that one. I just think that it was very it was sad the fact that he tried to continue to show how to stand in the face of bravery as a black man and take this COVID vaccine, and then a week later be taken out by natural causes. So they say. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave it at so they say. But at 86 years old, he did his thing. The Bible only gives us 70 years plus 10, so that's 70. So he had to be doing some things in good graces with the man upstairs because he got 86 of them in. So for that, we're gonna be thankful for. I looked at some of the things that Hank Aaron was famous for. Mario mentioned a lot, but some of his quotes are what kind of stuck out to me and affected me directly. And one of the things he was saying about black athletes is that on the field, black athletes are seem to be super giants. But once their playing days are over, it's back to the back of the bus. So I think when Mario elaborated on his joint business ventures with restaurants and doing the entrepreneurial side of things, was him kind of giving a middle finger to me getting on the back of the bus or going out quietly in the sunset. And then the other thing that was prolific for me that he said was his motto was to keep swinging. And that was an atonement to his batting average. But he was basically getting at failure is a part of success. So he was willing to fail in order to be successful. And it worked out in his best interest. So, kudos to Hank Aaron, the GOAT. What you got, Chris?
Well, I think that I don't know if we take into consideration how good of a baseball player Hank Aaron really was. Like
all around,
really, really good at baseball. Like he's a lot of people say, he's really good at baseball, but and he was even a better man. But if he was a better man than he was a baseball player, he was a damn good man. Because in 1947, Jackie Robinson broke the color barrier. Hank Aaron was 13 at the time. He got into the league at 1952. He started in the Negro League with the Indiana Clowns, which is a terrible name.
Yeah.
He was then sold to the Milwaukee Braves at the time for $10,000. He hit his first at bat, he hit a home run. Not only that, at his second at bat, he hit a home run. In 1957, he was the MVP. he made the All-Star game from 1955 to 1975.
Consecutive.
2 decades of being an All-Star. That is amazing. He had 300 home runs for more than 15 seasons. He had a three, like Hardy said, he had a 300 batting average for 14 seasons. He hit 40 home runs in 8 consecutive seasons. Not only that, and that's just from hitting. He had 3 Golden Gloves.
Golden Gloves, yeah.
Defense.
All around.
And not only that, and while he had to go through so much, people sent this man death threats about breaking Babe Ruth's record. The man was sent death threats about breaking Babe Ruth's record. So I think that and he did that in 1974, April 8th. I think that we kind of belittle how good Hank Aaron was. And like I said to Horace, a lot of people still believe that he's the home run king. A lot of people don't go for what Barry did because they have the allegation of steroids and Marcus Dwyer and Sammy Sosa and all those other people. So I feel like those people, I'm going to still call Hammering Hank Aaron, Henry Aaron, the home run king and the best baseball player ever. Shout out to you, my brother. Rest in power.
Good.
Listen, guys, I come from a thing where I must say that I respect GOATs. I love GOATs.
Here it come.
Listen.
I'm starting
The guy that has the face of an angel has allowed me to know what it feels like to be a winner for 20 years. This guy went to another team on all the way across the country, and he's still winning. That was the best sermon that I could have taken on a Sunday. The guy's name is Thomas Brady. I call him Tom. We're like that. Last year, guys, when he decided to move, I said, Tom, I'm with you. I'm with you no matter where you want to go at. And he just did some phenomenal things that makes me feel a certain way. But I'm not going to talk about it. Listen, Thomas Brady, you're my friend. You're my quarterback. And I'm going to go to the tape. So sorry, guys. We'll be right back. We're going to do this right here.
No, come on.
Going nowhere, we ain't going nowhere. We can't get stopped now, cause it's bad boy for life.
Oh, the perks of being a producer.
He's ODing at this point.
Yeah. Chris, you shouldn't have unleashed me. See how I come back to bite your ass? Listen.
We've been whitewashed by Mr. Horace himself.
Yes. Didn't even put it in the show details. Yes. Listen. Whether you like him or love him, Tom Brady is. Listen, this is what I say about growth. People spend so much time talking about LeBron that you don't enjoy him. The guy's a phenomenal athlete. Tom Brady, whether you like him or love him, the man is. Even Shannon Sharpe said this man made it to 10 Super Bowls. So whether you cheer for him or not, you got to recognize that, man. So salute to Tom Brady on another championship run. I think if he wins this year, you got to go sit his behind down. But listen, I'm appreciative that in my career, in my life, I've gotten to see Jordan, Brady, LeBron, Larry Bird. Like, we've got a chance to see some iconic basketball players, Steph Curry. So that's the great thing about sports, man, because one thing about all the races in the country, get people in the stadium and see how black and white go out the window.
Yeah.
Talk quickly. Chris, we got any thoughts? Because I know, you be a Tom Brady hater.
You know I'm a Tom Brady hater, but I got to give it up. I always thought Joe Montana is the greatest quarterback simply because he went to 4, he won 4, and he never threw an interception in the Super Bowl. So I always gave him credit. But going to the Super Bowl is a amazing feat, and to be able to go there 10 times at the age that he is, I have to give credit. But at the same time, I don't want to just give Tom Brady credit. I want to give Bruce Arians credit, and not off of coaching. I want to give Bruce Arians credit off his coaching staff. I'm going to go down a couple of guys. Henry Goodwin, assistant head coach, run game coordinator. Todd Bowles, defensive coordinator. Brian Leftwich, offensive coordinator. Now, these are big-time positions. Keith Armstrong, special team coordinator.
Right.
You have Mike Cardwell, inside linebacker coach. You have Antoine Weldon, offensive assistant. Larry Foote, outside linebacker coach. All these have got black men. Roger Kingdom, speed and conditioning coach. Todd McNair, running backs coach. Casey Robbins, defensive line coach, black man. Cornerback coach, Kevin Ross. And not only that, the man has 2 women on his staff. Assistant defensive line coach, Lori Lacoste, and assistant strength and conditioning training, Marvell, I don't even know her name, or Marrell, I don't know her name, but she has 2 women on his staff. So I have to give a hand golf clap to the whole organization, Bruce Arians, and I'm going to end my feud with Tom Brady. I'm not ready to say GOAT, but I'm almost there. He got GOA. And if he get the Super Bowl, I got to give him the T. What do you think, Hardy?
Well, I think that just on the, I won't let Horace get off that easy because he's still a New England Patriots fan.
New England Buccaneer.
And I don't think you should have 2 teams. So I'm gonna say I respect Tom Brady with the utmost, especially since he dropped those chicken dinners and got with a real winner. And he's seen that ship sinking, so he did like all smart captains when he got another. And I want to say this: I don't think people understand that every single critic that said everything about Tom Brady this year, he crushed him. It was Belichick. He can't win without Belichick. What he just did. He can't win in a better division. He just went to a whole different conference and won. So then he played team. Oh, he know those teams in the AFC. He's been in the AFC his whole career. Well, he in the NFC now. So then, okay, well, how could he play in a whole different system? And not in cold weather. Well, he went to one of the hottest places in the world. Like everything they said. Oh, he's 40 right now. He's not gonna do it on his arm right now. He consistently scored the most points. Like he didn't win the game like the Baltimore Ravens. Well, like the score wasn't 6-10. The score wasn't 9-4. No, Tom was out there slinging the ball down the field, and I think he went into this system. And above all, he did this. He went and grabbed Antonio Brown when nobody could ever talk to him. He was a mental case and a head case, and he kept prying to get him. And anytime a white man reaches across the aisle and helps a fallen brother, because Antonio had fallen many times and still pulled him back up, I gotta salute him, because in these days right now, it's so easy. Because Antonio gave him every right to say, man, I tried. Just get on out of here. And he kept reaching and kept reaching. Then hear Fred Taylor talk about how Tom is, and hear all these black people who was his teammates champion him. I like Chris. I didn't like him when he played for the Patriots because I don't like the Patriots. But right now, I have to admit, and I told you this, if he win, because he was the GOAT to me regardless, but this just solidifies it. It's no more argument to me.
No more argument. There's no more argument if he wins.
I don't know. I'm with you there, Mario. Like Chris said, he ended his feud with Tom Brady, but I thought he ended the feud with the Antonio Brown situation. So like you said, Mario, when a white man reaches out and helps another black brother, I gotta kind of look and give him that head nod. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, Tom did it, and I hate it because I'm a Dolphins fan. So I thoroughly do not like New England at all. But at the end of the day, the man did do that, and he did his thing. And Chris, you did touch on the one fact that I did want to just hammer out. Man, that's an all-black coaching staff, and that says a lot for us. It makes us feel good. Like they say, representation matters. Representation matters for us too. Tom gonna do what Tom gonna do. The defense came in and bailed him to a little bit, but he did his thing because he scored them points. So with that, if he get that Super Bowl, we can't argue with you, New England Buccaneer.
Well, I gotta say, in that feud, one thing I gotta hats off before we go. 2 things Tom Brady did that even got him some hate. when the Kaepernick situation went out, he spoke out in support, said he absolutely should be in the league, and that got him some slack. But I want to recognize Riviera Beach resident, one of my neighbors, Terry Braden, who is over defense quality control for the Kansas City Chiefs. Won a Super Bowl last year. He's brother of Abe and Matt Elam. So salute to that brother on his Super Bowl endeavors as well. Terry Braden, who played at Inlet Grove as a quarterback.
He was the athletic director when I was coaching Inlet Grove. Shout out to the Hurricanes. But he was the athletic director when I first coached JV basketball over there. Shout out to him.
So he won a ring last year. Hey, I can't get mad to see Monroe Heights representing in the Super Bowl. So salute to Terry.
Enemy. So that's just like right now, this Super Bowl right now is filled with black coordinators. See, I understand we saying coaches, but these are coordinators. Like you don't get that job. It's coordinator. Like that's big. Like so, just on both sides of the ball, this is gonna be a blackout as far as coaching concerns. Like you're gonna have like a high percentage of the coaches that's black that's in the league on these two teams playing in the Super Bowl. So this is a big thing. It's a big feat for the NFL.
Absolutely.
Hey guys, you know what? I'm gonna go to politics and then I'm gonna come back. This week is official. She's sworn in. The portrait of America has changed. I said on another show, if you look at the picture of the VPs, you had white. And I said, you think about it, what was different about this inauguration? You got some blackness on the VP side. We had Obama before, but you actually got a woman to make it there. And then she's a woman of color. So I'm not getting an argument what's her background, ethnicity. She's a woman of color that has penetrated the White House. And second of all, she's a sorority sister. So, like I said, you can't tell these AKAs nothing. AKAs,
at all. You
can't tell them a goddamn thing from now on. The AKAs are just going to be ridiculous.
We all over the place.
Oh, my God. So, listen, before I go into the segment, recognizing Kamala Harris as the new VP and thinking about all our hope that we have in this country, we want to give y'all guys a recap of how that week went with Kamala Harris and some of the bright spots from the inauguration that had everyone so in tune.
Kamala Davy Harris, solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support and defend the Constitution.
Most of like the big politicians are white men, so it is really inspiring and amazing that we're having a chance for a Black woman and a multiracial woman to be the very first and to be the vice president and to finally be in the office.
We, the successors of a country and a time where a skinny Black girl descended from slaves and raised by a single mother can dream of becoming president, only to find herself reciting for one.
All right, well, the hell with Comcast. Listen, the inauguration had most of the country tuned in. The sorority sisters were tuned in. The young lady who gave the poem that was recited was inspiring. I mean, the whole day. You know, after a week before you had the Capitol invasion, to be able to go back to that same location and have what some people feel as democracy restored. The takeaway for me that day was the fact that it wasn't about parties. I had to tell someone, F Democrats, Republican. Today you had a woman that penetrated the White House and you have a woman of color. Be Black for that day and recognize that achievement that has broken history, you know, in that country. So to recognize Kamala Harris, I don't know what you got, where you guys were that day. I don't know how you felt about it, but you have to say that thinking about my nieces, thinking about your kids, your daughters, what that did to the young women in this country is amazing. And I'm switching it up. I know I said I had an order, but I'm going to Chris because he look like he's gonna be emotional and cry up. I see it.
I don't think that. But
I think I see it.
Honestly, man, that was. You know how I had my stance on this for a long time. I've said that I'm not going to publicly say anything bad about that lady. I don't say anything publicly bad about Obama, and I'm not going to do it with Kamala. I think that is one of the I called when it was going on. I had to call my daughter, and just for her to totally soak in what's happening here. I know how it made me feel when I seen Obama as the president. It made me feel as though anything is possible, because that's something that I never thought I would see. And then for my daughter to be able to see, for that to be her first president, and then next she gets to see Kamala Harris as the vice president, I made sure I let her know that there's no height that you can't get to. I wanted to make sure that she understand the impactfulness of this. And I'm going to continue my support of the vice president. I'm going to continue to uplift her. And again, we try to end the sexes, the battle of the sexes over here. We don't think no one wins when the family feuds. That's a Jay-Z line. So again, I want to personally salute you on behalf of all of the Black Super Friends. You are, Kamala Harris, you are one of the Black Super Friends officially. You're the first female member, official female member. And you're welcome to come anytime. The door is open for you, my sister. The door is open for you. Oh, and one other thing. It is the most soothing thing in the world when I hear that lady talk. It is the most soothing thing in the world. I just melt when I hear that lady talk, man.
Amazing.
Let me. I'm gonna
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Yeah.
You just went somewhere else, my brother. Ladies man. Ladies man.
I'm gonna digress. I'm gonna let Hart go.
Please somebody go, because Chris over here done went all over the place.
Yeah, like Chris too. I asked my daughter. You know, my daughter attending the HBCU right now in college, and I was like, well, I called her, and she was at work, and I was like, so how do you feel about this? And she was like, really, I feel like it's overdue, and I'm happy to see that too. And I think that we had that conversation, and exactly what Chris said. She like, you know, one of her most rememberable acts was when Obama became the president. So now in her lifetime, it's starting out pretty good in her eyes, because you know what I'm saying, like her track list of presidents hopefully will be better than mine. How mine started off a little rough, but it's beginning to get a little better. And I hate to say this, but me understanding that what Zay pointed out earlier about God promised us 10, and I think that my boy Sleepy has used a couple of people other years, because he getting on up there. And just knowing that the next in line is Kamala, it warms my heart. Only because right now, when I seen Joe, every time I see him walk out on the podium, I be like, man, my boy tired. He don't really want to do this. And I just know pretty soon it's gonna come a day he gonna say, go ahead, Kamala, I can't do this no more. You go ahead and take over. And I can't wait to look around. And I hope I be in a Whole Foods store, something like that, when the news come down. Then I can look around. And I hope I be in the mayonnaise aisle. And I can just see all the faces of the people when they see
the mayonnaise aisle.
Black lady walk up and become the president of the United States. I'm just wishful thinking. But I like Chris, I really do feel a sense of joy when I see that lady walk up there, no matter what she do or what she don't do, because there's been a lot of vice presidents who didn't do nothing at all. So I'm gonna say that I'm very happy of who she is.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, I've said this on the show a dozen times. I am not a believer in divorce, but just in case, Miss Harris, just in case, I will wait for 4 years to be single and wait for you. Zay?
Listen, wait a minute. Amber say Joe in good shape. No, you're not. That man took the next day off after the inauguration.
He can barely talk doing it.
Yes, definitely. I agree with that. I was just gonna say what Chris was saying. This is the first time I've actually even taken in the inauguration, to be honest to you. I've never watched this. Bored me to tears. Saw some things that were different. The orange guy, that was just distasteful. That's that sore loser thing. You know, we grew up playing sports, man. You gotta shake the next person's hand. If they beat you, you know what I'm saying, pass the torch. So I thought that was distasteful. But they brought it back around because they had Kamala and they brought it in with the sisters, the Chucks. They had the one was the young guy who had on the Christian Dior Air Force One. So they brought a little flavor to the inauguration this year. So it was favorable for us to sit down and watch and just take everything in. And I too, you know, kind of reveled in my daughter's eyes as she stopped what she was doing with school to just glance at the TV to see that this is a lady and she's of color and she's actually doing it. So, you know, I won't say anything negative about Pamela, even though we know going forward, like, it was a little sticky there to kind of get us all the way over to your side, but the representation side of it is good. You know what I'm saying? So we can agree to disagree on that. And I do like the fact that if something does happen, we'll have in our lifetime a Black man president and a Black or a woman of color president. Something happens to Sleepy Joe. Now, I no ill will to Joe, but we just saying, hypothetically speaking, we're poised. We're in a position of power, and I like that for once for Black people. So, you know, Kamala, hats off to you. AKAs, y'all take this time to, you know, revel because this is y'all time, and just let's soak it up, Black people as a race. What you got, Harv?
Well, let's be honest. Kamala Harris is kind of my speed. That's my type of chick. I think I could. I really think I could.
You and Chris going fisticuffs?
You about to backdoor me already, man.
I ain't backdoor you. That's for sure. Pause.
Oh, shit.
Nigga.
Listen, I definitely could give her some direction, bring her back to her urban roots. But I have to say that is empowering, man. You got to give it to her. To see her sister, let's be honest. That ticket was about Kamala. What I heard, Joe didn't have a chance in here. He's been trying 30, 40 years. And I'm going to tell everybody in the comments, look in the camera, Joe Biden, he on deck. Upper room. Let's be honest. Upper room. So listen, people waited out, say, well, Joe on deck. Upper room. So it is a chance that we will see Kamala in the White House. I've always said politically, if the Democrats do what they say they're going to do and promise, they had a White House locked up for 12 years minimum. If they don't, you're going to see the MAGA party right back in there. But I just like I just seen the reaction of different women, kids on social media. And it ain't often that we actually get something that's empowering. You know what I mean? When the last time you had something amazing like that happen? So salute to her. You know, I can't listen. Obama in good shape, so I can't fight him for Michelle. So I'm gonna take my chance with Kamala, who has a white husband, and probably don't have that same right hook. So
I must tell y'all, fellas, that being married to an AKA, they are on a high horse, my brother.
Oh my goodness,
they're on a high horse.
Oh my Lord.
And I think Converse stock and low tops have just shot up. So if anybody looking at stock, go to Converse because those pearls and got them chucks. It went through the roof.
I don't think they picket finger that came down.
Yeah, come on, boy.
My brother. Listen, that was a stock tip to get Converses, but now even the Deltas and AKAs who've been like this for years, girl,
they are kumbaya.
Oh, right yeah, it's like the Bloods and Crips having a truce.
Amazing.
So, you got to say some good came from it. So pink and green, red. Listen, I had said a girl one day I did the wrong sign and I almost got jumped.
It's serious about that. I think being in Atlanta, this was their big thing because, I think Dr. Hughes said, you know, Keisha is a Delta. So, and the Deltas in Atlanta was like on a, they was, I know AKA normally come in first, but we first, and then they, but we have a vice president.
Speaking of Keisha, man, what is she up there doing, man? They say she
Oh yeah, you can smoke and work for the city.
Oh,
you can burn your Lunenburg and work for the city. So you know what I'm saying? Keisha just up here making sure that it's that young black men who can't put down the weed can keep a job.
Okay.
Like
Keisha Bottoms.
Yeah. Please say the Bottoms because she got it.
That definitely is.
Keisha, I definitely thought Deltas was going to be in the White House first. But listen, I'm going to go to some because that is more. Listen, I've been so busy. I seen the news and I said I refuse to read the story. So why does rap become reality now? Like every month, it is like these young dudes. I even said to my son, like, bro, you know, y'all really don't have to do this. I don't know if it's like some rite of passage, but these Negroes really going to jail. Like, it's entertainment. So I don't know much about Lucci, but Chris, please enlighten me because I've seen something about a murder charge, and it seems like it's gotten worse for him.
Yeah, I again, I'm not a big young rapper guy. You know, most of my rappers that I listen to is over 30. But this thing caught my ears because what first happened, I first heard about him being wanted. Then a 911 call came out saying that from a lady saying that somebody pushed the man out of the car with a gunshot wound in his head. Then later on, we hear stories about, I guess it was 4 guys in the car. It was maybe a rival gang shooting. They was in the wrong neighborhood. They was shooting at the opposition. But the crazy thing is, they was homeboys, and in the exchange of fire, his homeboy got shot. They say Lucci was the driver, allegedly. I'm going to say, in the exchange of gunfire, his homeboy got shot. And instead of taking him to the hospital or just trying to take care of your homeboy, they pushed him out the car. And with his last bit of strength, he's trying to hold on to the car. And from the 911 call, the lady is saying the dude was trying to hold on to the car. So this is the Black Super Friends podcast. We take friends, the friends part to the next level. We take that to the heart. Like, it's all, I understand gangster shit, but that ain't gangster shit, man. You protect your homeboy. You don't try to push the man out of the car. But karma's a bitch, so that's probably what's gonna get you sent up the road because you tried to push your homeboy out the car while he's defending maybe you or whoever else in this car. He defending it on some street shit, and you push the man out of the car when he get hit up. Like that's not what we do, man. That's like it's one. I don't condone murder and street shit, but normally it's street people, street guys against street guys, and those rules the regular civilian don't understand. But even in those rules, in those circles that we've all been in those circles, we know that those rules to street shit. So to do something like that to your homeboy, man, I looked at that as the most highest level of sucking shit. And I hope that this is not true. I hope this was made up or whatever the case may be. But if it is, man, that's sucking shit to me, man. So I don't condone.
People say it, Chris. A lot of people say it. So as it comes to that Lucci stuff, Lucci, no, my man. The first initial post or reporting of it, I'm like, you big dummy. Because that's like you said, Horace, y'all are making the news more than regular street dudes. What are y'all trying to prove? Y'all already made it. Allegedly. We're going to use allegedly a lot right now. So you have the 911 call, which you heard, Chris. I heard that one too. I'm like, dang. You know, you hope it's like, all right, well, they ain't see nobody or anything like that, so you may be able to beat this. Then you hear the next story about they were riding around in the ops neighborhood looking for the smoke and actually were the instigators of the smoke, allegedly. And like you said, Chris, it's not no denying they were shooting for Lucci. He's the cash cow. He's the one making sure everybody's paid. So he's shooting for you. You understand what I'm saying? He gets hit. Everybody in their mama know, like we watch gangster movies where they take them to the hospital and put them out the car at the hospital, get out, and then take off. You ain't even do that. So you missed that lesson. You missed that movie. But this your homeboy. You push him out. Like you said, he taking his last little bit of strength to hold on. And they said he's either pushing or kicking. Damn. That's how you repay me for my loyalty?
Come on, man.
Wow, you see what I'm saying? That's a tough one. So I'm sorry on this one if everything is true. Lucci, you get exactly what you're supposed to get. No, they didn't give you a bail. You thought you were going to slide up out of that, and they had a little bit more for you than what you actually expected. And it's crazy because people are saying, well, he didn't shoot him. You know, it was the other person. But you know that law, you're in commission of a felony, and your homeboy died, it's on you. So that's messed up. I just think that was messed up for them to try to push that man out. They could have did something way better. His family deserved better than that. What you got, Hart?
Well, you know,
I
heard about it on the news, and then I know the areas. And if you stay in Atlanta and you got any kind of way, I'm a manager at a company, so I talk to a lot of people who from Atlanta, like younger guys who work with me who from Atlanta, and then you know how they talk, just like you were talking, Revere. You know, they know what's going on because, like y'all, I'm older, so it's not like I really care what's going on in the mean streets of Atlanta because I don't even be there. But when you're talking about it, you're hearing about this was way deeper than. I think Horace posed the question like, why is this going on in rap right now? And then we all have to understand this, not saying it's a good thing or a bad thing, but this right here was going on, started happening before rap. This is something, this had nothing to do, this is some way deeper stuff than rap. Then it brings me to what Chris was saying. So, because these are your homeboys who you're shooting with. These are not hired hitmen. These are not just niggas who just coming along for the ride. These are childhood friends of yours that you know their mama, they know your mom, and everything like this. And I think that at some point of our life, if we can learn anything from Lucci's story, whether he did it or not, let's just say he didn't do it. The point is that for now, for the next couple of years, you're going to be entangled with law, losing money to lawyers. You are the sole provider for your mom and all your kids and most of your family.
Oh boy.
So for you to be even wrapped up into something like this, when you actually did good coming through the front part of the COVID era, for you to be just riding around in a known, this is like not, oh man, how did we get over here? To get to where they was, being where Lucci's from was premeditated. You drove there to do this. So you had nothing better to do with all these millions on a regular night than to go shoot up a hood in the dead end kind of like area. That's like the craziest thing for you to even be in the car. I don't give a damn if somebody was to pull the gun and I'm driving the car. At that point, we turning around and we going back home because if it come to you, you gotta do what you gotta do. But don't go looking for it. And it's gonna be hard to prove that he wasn't looking for it when those two areas are known to be rivals. So, alleged or not, whether he did it or not, I just hope that all the other kids understand that it's nothing good can come from this. Because even if he beat this case, and let's just say it's all lies, you lose millions, endorsements, setbacks, and it's some black men going to jail and some black mamas crying because their son dead. This is a lose, lose, lose. And I'm just tired of it. And, you know, I wish I could say I see it stopping soon, but I don't. And I'm just hoping the people that listen to us, they kids and anybody who was affected in our circle just don't have this happen to them. What you got, Horace?
I don't got much, man. I just know from my little bit of years in the music industry, I never got it. I've seen so many people like, you got a lot. We all know enough rappers that you got people that's real, and you got a lot of people that's portraying to be something else. But for it to go to that extent, I just don't get it. Like, you get money, but somebody told me like getting money don't change the person; it just amplifies who they really are. And I just see too many young rappers not take advantage of the opportunity to build and go to another level. So when I see a situation like that, whatever you think you built or had it was better than the life you escaped, and you run right back into it. So now, like you said, you guys you're gonna spend all your money. Hell, the attorney might know the judge and all that, but he's gonna make sure they get all your money and teach you a lesson. And then if you so happen to take a plea deal where you get a felony or whatever, now your life is really in shambles, and you didn't take advantage of that window that you had. Because most rappers don't believe you only have a moment in the sun. You hot for a second, but your ego has you believing that everybody loves you, and that's not the case. Everybody love to eat off you. So I just was disappointed to hear, because it seemed to be every month or two is some new rapper or old rapper that don't get it. We grew up on G code, grown man code, and don't seem like nobody's there to trying to talk to them. But the ones that do, the young folks don't respect them. And hell, they be even disrespected. So it's just a sad situation to see. But Chris, Tory Lanez, we don't condone domestic violence, but that story took another shift again. Were you familiar with that one?
I'm not really familiar with it, and I honestly, it's just I've been shaky on it from the beginning. But anytime I want to say things, I have to think of my sister. I have to think of my daughter. I have to think about the females in my family, and I've never been in the domestic violence situation, so I don't know. But this story has been shaky from the beginning to me, and when it first came out, it was when recently it said the first thing popped up was the charges was dropped. Then they came back and recanted that and said it wasn't the charges dropped. They just moved the case or something like that. I've always thought that Tory has been moving as an innocent man. I don't know if that's you can say that, but for me personally, in my personal opinion, since the incident, he's been moving like an innocent man. Again, we don't condone violence. I don't know what happened, and I don't want to blame the victim or try to attack the victim, whoever the victim may be in this situation. But this story has a lot of twists and turns, man. So I'm going to reserve my truth comments or feelings or whatever. I'm going to listen to what you guys say, but this has been a different type of story. So I don't know. Mario, what you got?
Well, I think that like you, we don't really know what's going on in this story because there's so many ups and downs and twists and turns. But one thing I do know, and this is a fact, somebody lying. Because you can't be on two parts of it. Y'all too far away from ever saying it was a misunderstanding. Like, she's completely standing on, you shot me, nigga, go to jail. He's completely standing on, stop lying and capping, I didn't shoot you. What is going, like, that's not even well, maybe you got it misunderstood. I shot him. It's none of that. It's you're lying and you're lying. And all I can say is this can't end good because one way or another, somebody's going to be lying. And I think that lie is going to end their career. That's just how I feel. And then the other one is going to get admiration to the utmost, but I think they might beat a dead horse on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I feel you. I just don't feel like this can go. I was hoping some kind of way it was a misunderstanding. Tempers was hot and it kind of fizzled out. But every time a news clipping come out, both of them double down on their end and be willing to go to the hell or heaven about their end. So all I can say is when this goes to court, somebody's career is going to be over. And I hate to see that because I actually think I don't listen too much of Megan music, but she does make hits. And Tory is a great talent. So I think both of them had promising futures. And here we go again. Another black person is finna lose a career. Boy, I tell you, what you got to say?
Well, I know you were saying if it go to court, but I thought it got thrown out. So if the charges got dropped,
yep,
it ain't going no further. It's dead.
But she said it got pushed back due to COVID.
Yeah, she was saying that, and she was saying that he did shoot. I saw something on the line, but I'm so confused with it. Like, what the hell? But one thing I can attest to, Tory is definitely not acting like the guilty. You feel me? He's out here living la vida loca. People that's guilty don't speak. I'm just keeping it a buck. You feel me? They lawyer up and they keep it quiet because that's what I paid my mouthpiece for. He's like, I'm out here. I didn't do it. She know I didn't do it. And he's not no holds barred. She's doubling down on, he did this. Man, that's a scary one for me, especially being a black man in America, because we know what it is when a woman, cries wolf or lets that tear fall. Boy, you're fighting an uphill battle. You're no longer guilty until proven innocent. You're innocent. You're no longer innocent until proven guilty. You're guilty until proven innocent. Which we all know that's a hard battle to win. But I gotta give Tory his because he's been holding his, and they're not dropping no charges with a witness. I don't know whatever happened to the gun, because that's an amazing feat inside itself. Y'all were right there. Where's the gun? And there is none. But you have a witness, and one thing we know about that, if you got a witness and they can do this to you in court, you're barbecue. So, babe, you got some explaining to do, babe. I mean, we're all for protecting our black sisters, but it's hard for us to protect you when we ain't really got something to go on that's viable. What you got, Hart?
Well, I ain't got much. I will say that the man, if he had anything, they do not hesitate on taking a brother to jail and giving him charges. So for them not to have nothing, a pursuit, I'm talking about the smallest thing in my history. It takes the smallest things, and they on your behind. So for them not to be on him, that's what has me suspect. Like, what's the truth? Because usually they don't hesitate to lock a brother up.
What the charges was not dropped, it was pushed back due to COVID. So the new date gonna be February 25th. It just was changed from January 20th. So it wasn't dropped. It was postponed. And somebody put that out, it was dropped. But the new date, he has a new date, February 25th.
Okay, so we shall so D-Day.
Yeah.
Fellas. While we on music, what do y'all think about Kodak Black getting pardoned and Lil Wayne getting pardoned? I didn't even know Lil Wayne was in jail, but both of them getting pardoned. How do y'all feel? What do y'all feel about that?
Lil Wayne wasn't in jail. He was about to turn himself in, but he wasn't in jail.
But listen, Lil Wayne situation, all of them paid. Kodak was rumored to pay $1 million, and Wayne sold his masters, so ain't nothing free. Hey, listen, one thing I can say about Kodak. One thing I can say about Kodak, the brother, a broke clock is right twice a day. The brother's face has his bright moments, and then he has his Kodak moments. As far as Wayne, I don't know what happened to Wayne. I don't know what happened to Wayne. I just pray that brother gets some people around him, and he gets back on track. Wayne is a wonderful talent, amazing, smart dude. I don't know what's going on with him, but I do know he played that out.
I wish they had let Bill go instead, though. It's just me.
But then it's still the rapist thing. I think it was the rapist thing, though. You know, if he would have freed a rapist,
he ain't free nobody. RK, he ain't free nobody who touched him.
Yeah.
Now, anybody had something to do with a girl, he ain't mess with them. He free killers. He free
C Murder. I'm kind of mad about C Murder. Yeah, I'm mad about C Murder though.
He pardoned Kwame Kilpatrick, the mayor of Detroit.
Yeah,
that's big because even Obama didn't touch that. Come on, man, and all them people that went to jail. Come on, 20-some years or whatever his sentence for what he did. Get out of here, man. Get out of here.
Harry from Death Row.
Harry. So he part of some heavy hitters like that really but you know, a person asked me how I feel about it on social media, a great rapper and poet named Jeffrey Russell. And I told him the same way I would feel if the police officer freed my cousin but killed my brother. I don't give a damn. It's still, in the words of my illustrious partner, F. Donald Trump. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm gonna go back and clean that up. All right, like I never said it.
Yeah.
Zabo.
Oh, my brother. Oh man, I don't know, man. I like that. I like the fact that he did that. You know, Kodak is from here. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that he learned his lesson for real this time. I mean, brother, if you get locked up again,
they should call him Kodak Cat. He got 9 lives.
For real. Wayne, I really don't know what to say with Wayne. Like, Wayne, you should know better, bro. You already did a prison stint behind pistols, man. You should be smart enough to hire an armored gun to be near you at all times if you feel that way. And I understand I'm from the hood. I like to keep mine with me too. But if it has gotten me tied up twice, I'm gonna have enough sense to have the money to make sure that somebody is right here in my hip pocket with that. I'm gonna walk behind it. Like I'm the president. But you know, to each his own. But those are the big moves that he did. Listen, the orange guy is uncanny. You cannot pinpoint him as to what he's gonna do. He does things that make you scratch your head, and then he does things that go, God, he's not as bad as we actually thought. So this is one of the moments where, you know what? Thank you for trying to give something back at the last minute. We'll take it. And sayonara. What do you got for him, Hart?
Well, first of all, I think Donald's just like a dude that becomes a star, and then his ego get in the way, and then he turns into the ultimate asshole.
Do stuff.
So So he's Horace Towns reincarnated.
Don't bring your ass to Mar-a-Lago. How about that?
Oh, they gave him some smoke today. I heard they had the private planes going by, calling him a sore loser and all type of stuff. Man, you gotta love Palm Beach. Even the white people ratchet.
And guess what? That don't stop nothing. He was actually golfing in Doral, if I wasn't mistaken. But listen, y'all know I'm black. You know I'm conservative. You question that, you might get one in the good tooth you got in your mouth. I want to say this, man. Politics is politics. I said a great quote on there, and I remember how it went, but it was pretty much saying, at the end of the day, we black. So whether you're Democrat or Republican, it look like, we still on the plantation. So you never gonna get me out there putting on those shirts. Hell, Joe Biden got 81 million votes. I ain't seen a damn t-shirt, bumper sticker yet. So, but I do want to say this. I do say that if they don't impeach Trump, he's coming back, like Shaka Zulu said, like an angry bird. He's already threatening to start a new party of his own, which we all knew, called the MAGA Party. And that could be dangerous. I think he will destroy America. But I want to say this. Joe Biden, we talked about Kamala. Let's talk about Joe Biden. Joe Biden signed 10 executive orders, and none of them had nothing to do with black people. Not a damn one. So let me be the butthole, because Joe Biden signed things about the transgender equality. He said, oh, well, I want to go back to that, because I really want you to hear what he said. Because his quote was, let's be clear, transgender equality is the civil rights issue of our time. All right, so I can't say what I want to say, because the Secret Service has their good software on, so they know what people say. So he had 10 executive orders, and out of all those orders that he had, most of them related around transgender, economy, and coronavirus. And he wasted no time putting us right back into the WHO, the World Health Organization. So for the same person to say that we helped him win the White House, I am looking for one executive order that he brought to the table for black people to say thank you. I do want to say thank you to Stacey Abrams, you magnificent black woman, you magnificent author. I haven't read your books, but I'm just saluting you. But the Joe Biden and them executive orders, God damn you peoples. Ooh, no time. Now everything goes right back to status quo, but I'm not going to come off like an angry Republican. I just want us to make sure that we hold this joker accountable, because I'll be disappointed looking at all these executive orders that he's signing. I don't see nothing that benefits us yet. And second of all, at least Trump signed his and held it up. Biden just signed them mofos. So I won't go on a rant. I'm gonna go to Mario.
Well, I think that the statement actually is truthful, because when you look at what civil rights mean to this time that we're in, I think the people who are withholding the biggest, that's putting up the biggest resistance towards anything that the institution has is the LGBT community. They are united. They are as one. They have demands. They have leadership. So as we was in the 60s and the 50s and the 70s, they are now. And it's like they took pages out of our book and said, hey, if we mobilize, come together, and stick together, I've seen through the boycotts and all this kind of stuff, blacks got rights. So how about we come do this and we'll get rights? But somewhere along the line, we forgot that. We forgot our own rules and everybody else who's using our rules to win. So I always say in those kind of situations, if you walk in the store and the man selling chewing gum for $20 and you keep buying it, who bought it? You can't blame the person who's sitting behind the desk, because we didn't have a list, a rule of stuff that we wanted ready for him to go to hold his feet up to the power. We know he gonna Dutch and dog. He's a politician. That's his job, to be diplomatic, to say one thing, give you a little, take you out. So it's our fault. We was not ready. Once again, like I've been saying, we were not ready. So we're not ready. We can't blame the man for doing what he do. He's doing what every politician do. Promise and underachieve. Promise and underachieve until you make them. And as black people, the one thing he did give us is what? What's on the front page of everybody's thing? We're gonna put a Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill so y'all can feel good about yourselves, y'all black people now. Because y'all did a good one for
Y'all
me.
did it.
We're gonna make y'all feel good about yourself, and we're gonna give everybody else everything they want. But guess what y'all gonna have? A good feeling in y'all stomach. That's all I got to say.
You know the sad part about that is this, huh? So they didn't do anything for you. He was against reparations. Oh no, we ain't got no money for that. But I'm gonna put y'all the face of the $20 bill. Y'all gotta be happy with that, right? Come on, black people. You remember what he said? You know, you're not black if you don't vote for Joe, right?
We'll be digital cash in 5 years.
So so that ain't even gonna make no sense every time. But you know, when Ice Cube, I remember a good brother by the name of Ice Cube said, "I have some demands, or what I want to talk to you guys about." Oh, we'll talk to you after we get in. And then as soon as we get in, yeah, we ain't got time to talk to you because I'm steady signing legislation for the individuals who were appointed and already together. So something that I spoke with my brothers about last time about too much on the black power side and not on the black unity side. So you see what happened when unity happens, you come together, you get stuff done. We can agree to disagree. Everything not going to be to the liking of this side or that side, but collectively, we're going to win as a whole. We can get into the specifics later on, but we do, as black people, got to get more organized. Take a page back out of our own book. We let the LGBT community, which is a strong force to reckon with, take pages from us because we didn't do our history research. And it tells you those who do not learn their history are doomed to repeat it. So what are we doing now? Stagnant. Oh, we got a black VP. Okay, what are we going to tell her what to do? Oh, I don't know because we got a black VP. Well, let's go for Harriet Tubman on the $20 bill. Yay! But what does that profit us as black people? A damn thing. Because they didn't even want to give you one of the $20 bills with Harriet Tubman name on it. But again, I'm just a barber. What the hell do I know? What you got, Art?
Chris.
Well, I love what Zay said. I listened to what Hardy said, and I normally agree with him, but I want to slightly disagree with him on this. Not a full disagreement, but a slight disagreement. I think that what he said is true about us need to be organized and come to the plate with something. But I also think that the difference between that movement and our movement is because black people didn't have positions of power in the government. I think that we miss out on how many homosexual people are in those positions of power, and that's why a lot of those things get pushed through. Now, sure enough, the organization, the lobbying, and all of that is paramount. But at the same time, they have people that's in those positions, whether they're out of the closet or still in the closet or whatever the case may be. They have people in those positions. That's why you get in his first week signing the executive orders, well, uplifting the transgender ban in the military, making it so transgender girls can compete in high school girls sporting events. Well, both parties, but you know what I'm saying. But most of the time, it's going to be boys transitioning to girls competing in high school things. So I think that a lot of by that community holding a lot of positions in politics and in government, I think that has a lot to do with it. Also, he passed about the Keystone Pipeline. I think that's something that I support. It doesn't affect our particular community, but I think that was something that I thought was okay, was pretty good. A lot of COVID stuff. So I think I want to be patient. I want to continue my patience and think that it's coming. You know, you're going to make right from what you said when you said that we will. You know, we don't want to help you get in there, and I hope that he makes right. Don Wynn said in the comments that a lot of the things that he did was reversing Trump's plans, and things like that. So I want to stay optimistic. It's just the first week. I remember we was talking about in the group chat about them canceling $10,000 worth of student loans. I look forward to that because wasted a lot of those people time in that community college. So I'm hoping that I can get some of that taken away. Not only that, I think that he did sign an order to extend the restrictions on collecting those student loans at least to September of this year. So I hope that I want to be optimistic and I want to be patient. That's what I'm going to practice: optimism and patience. That's why I'm going to stand for right now. Check with me a month or two later, but that's where I'm going to stand right now. And in these situations, I like to go to the resident expert in politics. Horace, educate us, please.
No, I'm not going to do it today, buddy, because you guys have all grown. I will say that there's a comment: the only executive orders he introduced were related to the economy and coronavirus. That is false. The executive orders related to called equality were in reference to transgender. Like Mario said, we had the blueprint for politics, and somehow everyone's used it. Sometimes I need encouragement, because sometimes I wonder, are we too far gone as a community, as an ethnicity, when it comes to politics? Because we just can't seem to get it together. We've been fighting for civil rights ever since we got a little bit of rights. When it comes to politics, my stance has changed from being about Democrat, Republican to I only care about agendas for Black people, the advancements of stuff for Black people. I don't care where a win comes from. We just want wins, and that's what I'm about. So for him to say that the community that helped him get the White House, I needed something in those first 10 executive orders to reflect that. I want more recognition for Stacey Abrams. I'm tired of going to status quo. You know what I mean? And that's what people are looking for. People are used to what is familiar to them. That doesn't always make it good. It's comfortable. Joe Biden, to me, he kind of represents the traditional America. No, what Donald Trump came and destroyed. Somebody said you got to destroy it before you rebuild. I still think we have an opportunity to build this country. Hopefully that having Kamala in place and having Warnock and Atlanta in place, having some representation in there. I just want to see Black agendas. I don't give a damn where it comes from. We need wins. We need allies. I want Black representation, and I want something that benefits our community, impacts our community, and advances our community to actually make it into policy and legislation. That's what I care about.
You're king for the day, Horace. Tell us what would you do?
If I was king for the day, I would say that I don't believe that reparations would benefit our generation, because Dave Chappelle did a skit that said we're consumers. You gave us some money, we'd be at Cadillac, we'd be making rap videos. That's funny, but the young people, they don't get it. What I thought, and I proposed this in many public forums, I think that African Americans should be exempt from paying taxes. I think that African Americans should receive a housing voucher. That forget trying to get a mortgage. This voucher, just like a VA loan, allows me the opportunity to have a home, right? And I think college should have been free for African Americans. I believe that right there, those three things are impactful for generations. The opportunity to go to school for free, the opportunity to own a home, which is a big accomplishment in America. And I believe that those reparations are the things that we can benefit from and our kids. Because for 20 years.
20 years. So if you king for the day, you would go 20 years from today.
20 years, and I would renew it in 20 years if I seen it was effective. But I don't think giving us money outright, all we would do would boost the economy. I think our grandparents, our elders deserve that money. They've suffered and endured. I don't think we would utilize the money properly, because we're not even really taught how to handle money now. If I gave somebody $100,000 tomorrow, they would have to think about what to do. You know what I mean? We're not taught about how to invest. We're not taught about saving, because I've seen NFL players, they took the NFL contract, stopped playing, and went and bought a farm. And people are like, that's crazy. No, this man owns land. God ain't making no more land. So it's all about planning and doing stuff that's impactful for generations. That's what I would do.
But I think that was very smart there too, just because of what you said with the monetary value. If you feed a person If you don't teach them how to fish, they're gonna run out of food. I'm sorry. You see what I'm saying? So unfortunately, the generation before us didn't know how to prepare us. I'm gonna say to receive that blessing of 40 acres and a mule. Because like you said, it's gonna be on somebody's strip club floor, or it's gonna be in Gucci, Louis, Christian Dior. It is now. You understand what I'm saying? Or Philip Plein, who knows? But it won't be used for what it needs to be, and that's gonna be the generational wealth. So with the 20 years education and the free home, that's very impactful. That's at least one generation that you can try and keep a trend going, and hopefully that cycle is something that's better for the coming generations, especially the Black ones coming up. But again, I'm just a barber. What the hell do I know? What about you, Chris?
Well, I also I like what Horace said, but I am an economic man. I don't think that what this person does with his should affect me. I think that I should be able to make decisions with my money. But what I'm saying is, yeah, that may be true, but what if they gave us for that? What we can now amplify this platform to give that education. When I look at my my Instagram news feed, my Facebook news feed, I purposely last year said that I'm gonna take away some of the fluff and the bullshit, and I'm gonna put in information stuff. So I follow a lot of pages that talk about, the same things that Horace was talking about, the same things that we talk about, power economics and things like that. So I think that at the same time, there's a lot of smart Blacks. There's a lot of us that want to do right, and I think with those powered by those economics, I think that we could make a big change.
Well, let me give you my rebuttal.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, there is enough Black wealth. Tyler Perry, Oprah, Bill Johnson, Bob Johnson. You have enough Black people right here. The plan that I presented was something that I wanted to represent collectively as a whole, as an ethnicity for African Americans. Because really, in reality right now, the example is already there. You have all these Black billionaires and no one's presented anything for Black people. Not an airline, not a bank. Like, you got Killer Mike out here fighting to put a bank together. Where's the support for that? You had Dr. Umar, whether you loved him or not, you could have gave him that money off the interest alone. You have already enough Black wealth to impact us for generations. And guess what? We've always moved individually. We get that accomplishment, and then it's almost like a conclusion. I'm not Black anymore. We'll go to Africa and build stuff. But what about those urban communities? We do not collectively move. And that's the one thing I have to resent. I have a friend that's Jewish. You know what he did when he got his money? He gave all of his friends 0 interest loans. So when they went to buy a house, 0 interest loans. That means they ain't going to no bank. This house, you're gonna pay. If you pay $200,000, you're gonna pay $200,000. That is the kind of stuff collectively. There's a lot of stuff I do now. I'll never get credit for it because that's not the purpose. But I do it for the cause. I think more of us do have to sacrifice and do it for the cause.
But that's
we got to get forward.
But that's why I think if that money was put in your hand and 1,000 other horses, there will be that we can affect change. I've never took the time out to listen to your agendas. I think those are wonderful. I honestly do. But I've always been on the side of economics too. So that's how I feel. But I think, and I'm a believer in people. I'm specifically a believer in Black people. I try my best not to go into narratives that even if they may be true. I try my best not to go into narratives that say that we can't do it. There's a narrative that say Black people don't support Black business. Although when a Black business open, the number one supporters of that business is Black people. I don't see I speak for myself. When I opened up my business, I didn't get a whole lot of business from a lot of people in the beginning, in the initial stages. I got a lot of business from my people. And a lot of the products that I see women start and selling and all of those things, when they open up these entrepreneur ventures, I see a lot of us supporting it. So I try my best to not go with those narratives. I understand that you maybe have a 100% point, but just like the races that would not admit to racism, no matter how blatant it is, I'm one of those people that try not to admit to
Colorism.
black downfalls as much as I should. But that's just me. That's just how I take it. So
Mario,
about this, Hardy?
well, let me ask you something.
My bad.
No, before we go to Mario, I want to say this. We've all played Monopoly, right?
Mm-hmm.
America is a Monopoly board. That's the best way to explain it. We're the last person to go, and everybody in front of us had 400 turns before us to go around that board. That's the best way to explain being black in America. We're the last to go. Everybody's went 400 times ahead of us. Mario.
I'm gonna say only a little bit on this because you're right. My view is gonna be looked at as negative because I'm a realistic person. So I stick only to factual numbers and to what I actually see. And I look at stuff like in the deepest of the levels. Like to me, like right now, Chris made a good point. 90%, because I look at support a different way though. I look at it like this. You started a business. You're black in Orlando. You give a good service. You're going to say, well, okay, black people support my business. I'm going to say, how many black people? I'm going to say right now, pull up the amount of black people in your area that have, and then if you was to poll those people, have they ever seen your ad or anything about you? Did they use you? Because that's support. And that's the reason why we can have a business that does this, floats around. But right now, pickup should be $1 million business because it's enough black people that don't have to use Four Brothers pickup for this pickup for this. They can use pickup, and then you'll be a billionaire. That's support. So what happened is you say it sounds good to say, well, okay, we get those 1,000 guys, we give everybody $1,000, but that's why our money don't circulate in our community because you're right. 10 of those people are going to give some of that money to you, and you're going to feel grateful because you're a humble guy and say, look, 10 black people supported me. Then I'm going to say, what? 90 people didn't. And they went to another community. That's why I can't believe that we're going to do the right thing. And not only can I not believe that, I don't want to put my grandchildren and my son's future and other people who have shown me consistently that they're not going to do the right things. Hey, I'm sorry. I just can't gamble with that. And I'm not willing to right now until you show me. I'm a show me kind of guy. I just sit here and watch. Right now, Dr. Boyce Watkins, I watch him a lot. Before the stimulus check came out, he laid out a plan on what to do with that money. I personally sit here and watch people blow that money. Now, you asked me to tell me to stand up and say, hey, I'm saying on my end, the majority of the people I know who got that money, blew it. I'm saying blow it. You might say, well, they ain't go buy no Jordans. They didn't do nothing. They didn't invest in their life or their generational wealth. They didn't do that. They didn't get, their life has not got better. I'm saying, and some of the people wasn't hurting. So I'm not going to use that excuse like, oh, they were skipping business because most of the people I know are in the 50,000 or less percentile. So they worked through the pandemic regardless. So there wasn't a person who worked for Microsoft who got laid off. They were working. So you was working and you got an extra little And then I seen crowds and everything everywhere else. And I seen people talk about it, stocks. I seen people talk about a lot of stuff, but fundamentally, what did I see? This me personally. I didn't see too many people do too much with that money.
And I agree with you. But you say you are a show me kind of guy. What I'm gonna be doing in the coming weeks, starting to vlog about what I did with my stimulus. If you looked at my story today, you see that I bought a heat press. I'm waiting for my.
But you don't represent the population. We're talking about us.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I totally understand that. I'm using the female argument. Well, I didn't. It didn't. I don't. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. But what I'm saying is, when some of us do, this is what we do with it. We say, okay, well, take that 600, buy a heat press, buy a vinyl cutter, start a t-shirt and hoodie business. I'm gonna use my platform to show people, hey, this is what I did. $600 is that was just a stimulus, but you can come across $600 again. And
but think about it.
This time you can think this.
Think about if you already had your house and you want to be saving up for it right now because of they instituted that you get a free house. You can buy a heat business.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
I never took the time out to hear Horace's
Yeah.
views on this, and those are amazing. I 100% agree.
I just think that, not to cut you off, I just think that right now as black people, we still in the bogged down. Anything is a win. The minute we win, we celebrate it. And like, and I don't think that we understand that right now. We're not the generation that's supposed to live. I mean, to get the reward or the benefit from our hard work. Like, I'm not working for me to enjoy this. And I think a lot of people feel like I work hard, so I need to enjoy this. Bro, that's not how this works. Right now, the owner of my company was from a Jewish man from the Holocaust. He worked his whole life till he was like 90 years old. He never seen this company, what it is right now, this $1 million company. And he was okay with it. And I think right now as a people, we got to understand that, and I don't think we do right now. I think because right now, as soon as we get stuff, we don't think about our children or our children. We think about, this give me a little vacation time.
Yeah.
No, right now, I hear people say right now, oh, Mar, you doing pretty good. I'm not, bro. Because I still have, you know what I'm saying? I need to be secure for my son in case he have a mistake and mess up. Like, that's the thing. We act like our children gonna be, we send them to college. Everything good. What if they mess up? We don't have nothing to they up in the road and bounce back. That's the other ethnic groups had it. You were here and he was on crack for 10 years. He got off it, got his ink on his granddaddy, gave him another $50,000 loan and started a business. He bounced right back and now he got a whole family. Because they had that little nest egg of safety. Right now, everything you working for. We one generation of your great-great-grandson fucked up and now everything you work for is gone.
It's down two.
But that's dangerous. That's a dangerous place.
I believe in people. I believe in our little circle. I believe that when Horace cut this video up, and you start talking that, we're gonna promote that. We're gonna share that. We're gonna be the change that we want to see in this country. Having these conversations in our community, we're gonna be the change. We're gonna devote our life to this, to being the change. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I'm looking at this in every kind of way. We are going to be the change. We're going to promote this until we get put in the grave. This is what we're going to promote. The things that you're talking about, the things that Horace is talking about, the things that Zay is talking about, I'm going to continue to do it.
What got into you tonight? Martin Luther Chris?
Well, yeah.
Look at him.
I got finished with Martin Luther King. I watched one night in Miami.
I gotta watch that movie.
I'm feeling liberated today, my brother.
I gotta watch that.
It's good.
Horace, you should definitely watch that. I'm saying if you're talking about a meeting of the minds,
right,
and a planned strategic tack on the system,
brothers just like ourselves,
like for real, like that was a beautiful movie. I don't think it's getting enough credit as what it did. And Regina Hall, that was her baby.
Yeah. I don't want to be
that's on purpose
Cook, though. I heard what's his name did to him.
Womack.
But I wish you wouldn't trust me.
Hey,
so
you know what, my lady, think about the example of how he was coming up. He was talking about Bobby Wallman.
Yeah.
And think about it, the whole time he was telling them, Bobby making me all this money and all this, and the whole time he never knew. While he was meeting in Miami, he was meeting in the jammies.
That's real.
He was in a meeting with his wife.
Impromptu.
Listen, if Sam was my dad, I'd dig up Bobby right now. Set the whole
and wear skin as a coat.
Right, later, man.
I was gonna say, Mario, everything about your conversation was the conversation you just had with my nephew, probably about an hour ago. Speaking about the generational stuff, I even went as far as to talk to him. I think that we've been miseducated about the crabs in the bucket story. You understand what I'm saying? We're always taught that crabs are pulling each other back in the bucket. But what you said was a great example of somebody has to be the sacrificial lamb or crab in that instance. What do the other crabs do? They walk over the top of them to get where they need to be so they can be a little bit further than we were. See, the thing that we learned once we had girls, and I guess because we had girls first, sorry, Horace, is we got to make sure for them. You see what I'm saying? I don't want my daughter trying to figure it out the way that I'm trying to figure it out now. I want to at least have her with a insurance policy of sorts, but or better yet, a head start on life. That's really, really well, because that's what all the kids that went to Gardens and Circles with me had. They drove BMWs and Benzes our senior and junior year, and we were just happy to be working at Sports Authority or McDonald's in OJT. You understand what I'm saying? It's because they had that head start on life where we were looking for a job to help the family, and their family was telling them that their job was school. Because I got this already for you. Once you get done, you're going to fall right. They taught them how to write a business plan. Make sure you get life insurance. You know, there's some of the things that we probably weren't afforded, but it gives them that head start on life so that their grandchildren's grandchildren can be straight. That's all it's ever been about, generational wealth. Whatever I do for myself, I'm going to do. You know what I'm saying? It's not about hanging out because I worked hard. You know what I'm saying? I think T.I. had a quote that said, if you celebrating every time, what are you celebrating? Being, because the people who have money, they don't flaunt that they have money. They spend their money in more investment so they can make more money. No Gucci, no Louis. But that's some tutelage that we didn't get. So kudos to what you were saying, Mario. Definitely on point. I felt that. What you got?
I just want to highlight to you guys, you might not know that, but God gives daughters to players.
Hey, man. Salt only kills slugs. Salt only kills slugs. I'm just going to tell you that.
I'm a represent. I'm a vision of the change, though. You see what came from
How you
former player.
Yeah.
I think that right there just got me Hater of the Year nomination. I might be up in there this year. God,
man.
Daughters to the players. It's nothing but karma. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, listen, I feel like a guest pastor that came to preach and then the damn deacon and took it a whole nother direction. Because we had a whole nother show, and that we just at an hour and a half mark, we would not touch that because we
can't even touch that with them. We might do a special edition for that.
Martin Luther Chris showed up and took us in a whole different way. So
that's good, bro.
Hey, we might have to do a special edition for that because I think that's something that definitely needs to be addressed. I'm still not sitting well with me, and you say what you want. I have a daughter, so you know what I'm saying. I don't want her to ever be faced with that when she gets older because she respectively declined. So I want to do something on that, even if it's a quick piece sometime this week. But that's up to y'all. We'll sit back and talk about it.
On what?
On the young lady with the store and trying to purchase the wine and then, being assaulted and abused. That's a no fly for me. I'm sorry.
We can go to it, but it's going to be quick.
I can't make it quick. I'm sorry.
No, because we have daughters and loved ones that are females. Boy, we got to hit on that because we, for all the bashing that we take as far as trying to educate our sisters, we definitely care about y'all well-being. You see, and being protected. So yeah.
Well, forget it. Y'all just going to stretch it out to the 2-hour mark tonight. How about that? Thank you. Okay, I'll just make it.
If you can get that footage up, I actually want them to be able to see what we're talking about if they're not familiar with that story already.
Hey, but don't you ever ask me what I can get up, sir?
Oh, my brother, pause. That's TMI.
Close this one out.
That is TMI.
Hey, I don't know what it is. Hey, that's credits.
My God. Listen, man, I want to close the night out on an emotional segment. Listen, last year I was at the marina where I'm always at now. I was at the marina on the top floor, man, and I got a news message. I think it was a Sunday morning. I think it was a Sunday morning early, and I got a text message, and I said, this can't be real. And then I went and I received another message. And I swear to God, man, I tell instantly like, nah, I know this is a lie because it just didn't feel real. But just like he came into the world and was iconic, he left the world in that same fashion. Tomorrow, I believe, is the anniversary of Kobe Bryant's passing. Can I be wrong? Let me go to it. Listen, no, don't do that because Kobe Bryant is iconic, and tomorrow we won't be here. And it is tomorrow, January 26th, will be the year that will be the date that we lost the great iconic Laker, Kobe Bryant. The reason I feel so a way about it is only certain people can stop the world, and that was one of those deaths that actually shocked everybody. The whole world stopped. Everyone felt it. So that says a lot about your legacy and your life, that you can make the whole world pause. You can make the whole world light up and put your colors, put the purple and gold up in around the world on bridges, on clocks, on towers. the White House. So I just wanted y'all to remember that, man. I don't know where y'all was that day, but that day was just, I sat there for a minute, just like in disbelief. And I actually sent out a text about it, and it went viral. I think I had like 25,000 retweets, but no one could believe that Kobe Bryant left this earth in such a fashion. Prayers to the family, his wife and kids that are left here, especially the daughter who won't be familiar with him. So before closing, I just wanted to salute Kobe Bryant because we would be off, but that is one of those things that I never will forget. And I always ask people, where were you? Just like 9/11, where were you when Kobe Bryant passed? I'm going around the horn quickly. Chris Leo.
I remember that day also. I was with my homeboy, Deacon. We was at a pop-up shop, and you could see, like, I seen it. I got a text from one of my homeboys. Then I looked to check the internet and see if it's true, and I seen it. But it was in the crowd full of people. Looking in the crowd, you could just see them. People just expression changing and looking at each other like, I can't believe it's showing their phone. It was just like a wave that people just kept on finding out. And it was so, it was crazy. I normally don't get emotional about stuff like that, but yeah, that one kind of shook me, especially as a girl dad. But since we're on the subject of that, I want to give a shout out to my sister, and she's going through a situation with her dog. He's on his last leg. I personally don't understand, that. I've never been a pet owner, but she was really, really torn up about it. So I said, she don't know I was gonna say, I hope you guys give the dogs in prayer, or however that works. But she was really, really shook about it. She called me crying, and I should say, you guys just send some good wishes to Fluff. Okay, thank you, fellas.
His name was Fluff.
Yeah, her name was Fluff. You look at her picture; she's holding Fluff, and she was big. She was really, really in love. She really loved that dog.
I can't do it.
Love that dog.
I send my wishes.
So what I told her is transfer that love for that dog into a human. So, but shout out to Fluff. Hope you make it through. It don't look good, but we hope you make it through.
That's a family.
I'm not that. I'm not that kind of sentimental kind of guy. I'm trying my best.
You're being Chris. It's okay.
Fluff is like F you right now, because Fluff like I should have bit the shit out of him.
The dog sits by me. I love the little dog. I'm just not a pet guy. That's all.
He wish he would have bit you one last time right now. Hey, the latest man.
No, man. Again, if we're doing the end, I thank y'all for coming out, taking time to converse with us, share your thoughts. I thank y'all.
We'll talk about Kobe.
Where were you in Kobe? Kobe, where were you?
I was home. You messed me up with the benediction. You started talking about that. I was ready. I was over.
I didn't know he was going to do that. I wasn't ready for this.
You got me, my brother. I was home, man. I was home. Actually, Kobe's death actually opened the wormhole to Jumanji, because after that, it seemed like the world went to hell in a handbasket. To be honest to you,
I agree.
But that is one of those pivotal moments, like you said, that shook the earth. So, I didn't even realize it came back around like that fast. So that was kudos to you to be on top of current events, because, damn, a year happened that fast, and hopefully that this year will be a better one. But yeah, I apologize to y'all. Chris had me all in tears about Fluff. I thought it was over. I was ready to give a benediction. God damn.
I wish Fluff get that last bite. Chris
Super Mario. She got about it. She was torn up about this weekend.
You ruined that moment for us. I was feeling compassion, and you really ruined it. You really loved it.
I put my praying hands up. You had me calm.
Yeah, Super Mario Senior.
Yeah, it's 2 times in the last couple of years that I felt like a deep sorrow for people who I had never met in my life. Nipsey and Kobe. I felt I felt so hurt, and that's the first time I ever felt hurt that hurt for somebody who I never met, who I never knew, who I admired as a man, but I felt like hurt. When Kobe died, I felt like, man, as a father, the thing that shouted me is Gigi. Like, I was like, man, just going on the plane down, knowing I can't save my baby girl, bro. As a father, you talking about broke, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, I was so upset till I came home and hugged my wife. Like, I called Jayla a bunch of times. Like, I think like 2 weekends after that, we kind of like went down to see it. Like, I was like, I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, stuff happens and Kobe died, but just that point of like, we're going down, there's nothing I can do with my daughter's right here. And right now, I feel like I've lived a long time rather than my daughter. And, you know, it just, that whole situation just told me up. It told me up for a couple of days because I felt like Kobe was just beginning to let us in his world too. Because he was so focused on basketball and so like determined on being a Mamba. But now I started seeing him places, like talking and mentoring kids. And I feel like, man, there's so many athletes. There's so many young basketball fathers. There's so many young girls that he started at academy who he was just willing, like it's like a whole vortex of knowledge and love and wealth just gone in an instant. And the same thing with Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, I'm really hurt. And those two people right now, believe it or not, I always keep my mind like, man, you got to keep pushing. You got to keep pushing. You just never know. Because it was 2 freak accidents from people who were young. And I want to say salute to Kobe. And I was a Michael Jordan fan. So I hate anybody who they compare to Michael Jordan. That's just who I am. But one thing about Mamba, you had to respect him. Because the way you looked at Mike, you had to look at Kobe because they had that same killer instinct. So, you know, I just want to say shout out to Kobe and we're going to be sending up some prayers for Vanessa and the family as I know they're going through this trying time right now. And for Zay, too. I know you buried your uncle, I think, this week.
Yeah, that'll be Thursday. That'll be Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday. So, you know, we're going to be saying a prayer for y'all family, too, because I know going through, you know, this is a trying time for us all, and we ain't out the woodwork yet, so we just got to keep being safe and loving each other. So, well, what you got, Horace?
No, I just in closing, just saying that for some reason I think about Kobe a lot, so I don't know if that's a good thing, but just I guess with all y'all guys being dads and protectors, that is a thought, man. That young girl, you know, beautiful girl, we were just starting to fall in love with her like a piece of royalty, you know, seeing the clips of her playing, you know, courtside with her daddy, seeing her playing basketball, going to different functions, growing up in front of our eyes. I think that's what kind of ripped everybody's heart, you know, and like you said, not being able to protect your daughter, that's hard, you know, that's hard. So salute to Kobe on that. Nipsey hurt me in a different way. I had the pleasure of meeting Nipsey way before people knew who Nipsey was, thanks to my cousin Donald. And both of those people are iconic. Most times basketball players retire, you never hear of them. The stuff that Kobe had in line with the shoe deals to the filmmaking and stuff, I just thought the man just wanted to champion life no matter what he did. He showed that I'm just not a basketball player. I'm a human with art. Him learning how to play the piano, like all the stories, that Mamba mentality is something, boy. If you want some motivation, go listen to some of his TED Talks or whatever. And Nipsey is somebody who is iconic forever. Just to be that young and have that passion for life and inspiration, man. Somebody I always, once a month, twice a month, I'll share something from Nipsey. So respect to those two kings that have went on. But kings live forever. Kings live forever because with what they gave us, I'm gonna apply it to my kingdom. So that's the best thing about kings. Kings live forever. So Chris Leo, I thank you for that. That's always been a premise that you've brought to BSF. Kings live forever, and I know I'm a king. So in closing comments, I'm gonna reverse the order. I'm gonna go to Super Mario Senior first. Closing comments.
I just want to say thank y'all for hanging in there with us tonight. You know what I'm saying? Monday, we do this every Monday. We look forward to it. I know a lot of y'all guys look forward to it too. So we'll see y'all again next Monday.
Chris the International.
Thank you guys for showing up. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. But we do need you to come back Thursday because we have a special special show lined up for you guys, and I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. So, but thank you for tonight. But don't forget about Thursday. We left the $40 on the dresser.
Check.
Yeah, my dog.
We ain't gonna do Atlanta rates at 80.
Okay, well, we can't.
That's inflation.
We're big
I heard that's the rates. Ladies, man.
I'm gonna give it to y'all again. Thank y'all for watching us and coming out and joining into our conversation. Thank you, Chris. I gave it to y'all a little premature, but also too what Mario said. And I appreciate that, brother, and I appreciate anybody else who just considers me, has me in thought or in prayer. Like I said, my family is actually having a funeral for my cousin this week. It actually dawned on me. Cuz gone. You know what I'm saying? And it's COVID. COVID was the reason. Young, healthy man, did a lot for me, and my time is crazy for me because my little cousins, which are his kids, look to me, except for the oldest one, who's my sister cousin, for advice and leadership. And I'm blank. I don't have anything for him but a hug and just a plethora of love that I can give him, because I realized that as much as we talked about father figures and men in our life, he was one of those men for me. First man to take me fishing. He used to take me to the basketball court, talk to me about family being family first and foremost over everything. You understand what I'm saying? And he was an excellent example, as I talked about not probably having that. One was right there in my face. Excellent example of father, brother, cousin, family member overall in its entirety. So for that, that's going to be something for my family, because he was an invaluable piece to us to kind of get over. So I definitely would appreciate any prayers or thoughts of prosperity for my family in this time. I appreciate y'all. Sorry for being lengthy.
Hey, I will shout out to somebody. Somebody actually texted me, asked me what's the rates in Vegas. Freaking hilarious. Hey,
they know about you.
No, know about me. But no about me. Dollar bill.
You just left Vegas. You would.
Oh, I left the West Coast. I left the West Coast. Okay. Derek Burns said he will help bury my people for free. All right, Derek Burns. Well, we got to come back to that, make a new commercial for Derek Burns funeral services. How about that? Closing comments, guys. First, I just want to thank everyone that joined us and tuned in for another episode of the Black Super Friends podcast. This Thursday, we'll be joined by an illustrious cast called The Chambers Talk Show. There are 4 doctors who collectively came together to put a talk show together, and they will be coming to join us live on air. As Chris Leo says, they're coming to the Lion's Den. So this Thursday, we're going to have a collective conversation, and hopefully those ratings will be amazing. There are 4 women that are coming to talk with 4 black men, and honestly, they kind of mirror us in different ways. So I think the conversation will be amazing, and I think that you guys will enjoy the show. So make sure you guys tune in on Thursday. Dang, I almost missed it. Tune in to us on Thursday, and we will see you when we see you. Peace.